Logistics, a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies and this area's premier Hyundai construction equipment company. We equip Tampa Bay. Gear up for your favorite pre- and post-game stop at Oak and Stone, opening in April in downtown St. Pete on the corner of Central and 2nd Street North, a short walk from Outland Stadium. Oak and Stone features more than 60 self-serve taps of local craft beer and full-service restaurant with artisan pizzas and upscale tavern-style food. The lively outdoor patio space is the perfect gathering place with comfy couches, large screen TVs, billiards, and cornhole. How will you craft your own story? Stop by Oak and Stone soon, opening in downtown St. Petersburg in April of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, thank you for joining us tonight in Outland Stadium as your Tampa Bay Rowdies host the Montreal Impact in Day 1 of the 2018 Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. As a reminder, the use of foul or abusive language is prohibited, and any violation of these policies may result in ejection from the stadium. The Rowdies would like to give a special welcome to the following groups and youth soccer teams in attendance this evening. Tampa Bay United Rowdies Development Academy. And tonight's ball kids from Dunedin Sterling. Soccer fans, here are your referees and starting lineups for tonight's match. Tonight's officials are center official Soren Stoika, assistant referee Andrew Bigelow, assistant referee Kevin Klinger, and fourth official Christina Uncle. Now introducing the starters for the Montreal Impact. Team captain, midfielder number 6, Samuel Piet. Goalkeeper number 1, Evan Bush. Defender number 2, Victor Cabrera. Defender number 5, Zacharia Diallo. Midfielder number 8, Safir Taider. Midfielder number 10, Ignacio Piatti. Midfielder number 14, Raheem Edwards. Forward number 21, Mateo Mancosu. Defender number 22, Yuka Raitala. Defender number 24, Michael Petrasso. And midfielder number 28, Shamit Shom. The assistant coaches are Maxence Flachez, Wilfred Nancy, and the goalkeeper coach is Joel Batts. The head coach for Montreal is Remy Gard. And now, here are the starters for your Tampa Bay Rowdies! Brought to you by the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Team captain, midfielder number 26, Joe Cole. Goalkeeper number 50, Akira Fitzgerald. Defender number 3, Neal Collins. Midfielder number 4, Marcel Schaefer. Defender number 5, David Yagam. Midfielder number 7, Junior Fleming. Forward number 10, Georgie Christoph. Midfielder number 11, Leo Fernandez. Defender number 15, Zach Portillo. Midfielder number 18, Jack Blake. And defender number 27, Hunter Gorski. The head athletic trainer is Andrew King. The assistant is Michelle Lake. Team doctors are Dr. Salute and Dr. Mansell. The kid man is Bentley Smith. The strength coach is Blaine Mott. The assistant coaches are Stuart Dobson and Shane Roberts. And the head coach for your Tampa Bay Rowdies is Stuart Howell.
Welcome to the 2018 Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. From the beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, the Tampa Bay area, I'm Eddie Rodriguez, alongside my partner, Charlie Sligo. For the second game of the two matches tonight, we saw a great early match today between DC United and the Philadelphia Union, 2-1. And now we have the Tampa Bay Rowdies against the Montreal Impact. Charlie, your thoughts on this match?
Should be a good match. We saw it last year. 2-1 victory by the Rowdies against Montreal. Montreal struggled last year. Only in their 34 games, they had 39 points. They were 9th in the East, 11 wins, 17 losses, 6 draws. And it was a good game, and I think some of those players are going to remember that. They have a whole new coaching staff, and the coaching staff is all from France. And it should be a really good match today. You got the home team, and the first time in front of their home fans, and a decent crowd out here for an exhibition.
A couple of different scenarios, Charlie. Of course, the MLS starts in a couple of weeks, as the Rowdies have a little bit more close to a month. What's the difference in the coaching mentality as you approach this game, being a preseason game?
Well, I think that the Rowdies, they don't play until the weekend of the 24th of March, so you're talking 5 weeks. As a coach, you're not going to try to get your players ready to play 90 minutes in a long season that's coming up. So they're not prepared for that. With the MLS schedule starting like 3 weeks prior to that, then you're going to have Montreal trying to be ready for the season a little bit more. So I think as far as conditioning, you're going to see it out of Montreal a little bit more than you are out of the Rowdies, even though the Rowdies have been training since February 1st.
Of course, as Charlie mentioned, a little bit different situation, but yet both rosters, both teams, looking to get here. Some players are looking to get fit for the season. Some players are looking to gain a spot if they were coming off the bench. And of course, some players are just looking to get a roster spot and get on the team as a professional now. If you're early in college, as you see, one of the new players in this Rowdies, Jack Blake, acquired as a loan from the Armada, Player of the Year in the NASL. Now a Tampa Bay Rowdy. We expect great things from him as we await for both teams to get ready here. And Charlie, it should be a great season for the Rowdies. As you know, last year they fell a little bit short, beat Cincinnati in the first round of the playoffs, fell short in the second against the, who was the second game they lost to? The second series. Anyway, they fell short of what they wanted to do, but Coach Stuart Campbell has done a great job just bringing new talent this year, a combination of the players they had like Joe Cole and some international great players, and looking to start the season. As you're looking at the Montreal Impact, they're exiting the field to get their jersey on and come out and start the game.
Right, and Rowdies have 10 new players that were not on the roster last year. You mentioned one, Jack Blake, who came from the Armada, and and he is starting tonight, and a couple other players from the USL and NASL that have joined them. So a good cast of characters coming back who had the 3rd best record in the East. Last year they were tied for 3rd with 53 points. They had 14 wins, 7 losses, 11 draws. So a very good season for the Rowdies. And as you say, they came up just short in a game where they had the better of it in the loss.
Get ready for both teams. Looking at the lineups, Charlie, I'll take care of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. In goal, you have Akira Fitzgerald. Defender number 5, David Najem, who saw his brother playing for DC United. 27, Hunter Gorski. Number 3, Neal Collins. 15, Zach Portillos. We spoke about Jack Blake. Number 18, center mid, defensive center mid. The German international Marcel Schaefer. Number 7, Junior Flemings. Number 26, Joe Cole, international Englishman. Number 11, Leo Fernandez. And the number 10, Georgi Ristov.
And then for Montreal, in goal, Evan Bush. He's been around for a while and very good goalkeeper. In the back, you have Michael Petrasso, Victor Cabrera, Zakaria Diallo, and also Juka Ratala. And then in the midfield, Shamit Shom, Samuel Piet, Safir Tater, and the big player for them, Ignacio Piata. 17 goals last year. He is he's fun to watch, and he was fun to watch last year in this game in the Suncoast Invitational, and he's always interesting to watch. Very skillful. And then another midfielder, Raheem Edwards, and the striker is Matteo Mancuso for Montreal, coached by Remy Gard. The Impact have a entirely new coaching staff, training staff, and they're all from France, actually.
You're absolutely right, Charlie. Their number 10, Ignacio Piatti, from Argentina, from General Valdez de Serra, from San Lorenzo de Almagro, one of the better Argentinian teams, one of the most, well, a team with a lot of tradition in the Argentinian league. Of course, as you mentioned, scored a ton of goals and just very timely for this Montreal Impact. So look for him to be the catalyst in this Canadian team as they get going. Just as we saw in the first game, Charlie, they turn on the sprinklers. We talked about, you know, whether you like it or not. I know as a player, I never really liked it when they water the field prior to the game, because now you get into the pitch and it's, you know, the ball skips away from you, and, you know, you got to be a little more careful with it. But there's some other people who do like, you know, the different atmosphere.
Yeah, they actually rolled the field during the between game segment, and a little bit more people in the crowd here. Once again, exhibition, early exhibition for a USL team, and that being the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
You know, we're expecting a great crowd, of course. Anytime you have great soccer in the St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area, it's great to see this international teams, because we have, you know, a Canadian team, and of course great soccer from the MLS. The Rowdies being the USL, looking to make a run into the MLS ranks, and of course the ownership, Bill Edwards, has done a great job, phenomenal job, and all the coaching staff to trying to bring a quality side to the city of St. Petersburg and Tampa Bay, a city with a lot of tradition. Of course, they had the Rowdies back in the day, the Mutiny. I played for the Mutiny in the 90s in the MLS, so it's just a great place to play. So we're hoping, and we like to see an MLS franchise back in the St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area. A lot of good fans, a lot of good soccer in the state of Florida. Charlie, you were a longtime college coach at Davidson for 20+ years. You know, general manager for Castle, one of the most prestigious you know, clubs in the nation, of course, with the tournament schedule you guys had now with Tampa Bay United. How have you seen the growth of the sport in the last even 20 years in the U.S.?
Well, it's amazing, the difference, the amount of players that can play, the higher level of those players is very impressive. And I think that you know, when I took over as a college coach in 1980, you were searching for players all over the place, and now you can find the players everywhere. They do challenge the upper level, and I still think that where we're missing is getting a number of elite players like you do at other countries. And I think that, you know, has a lot to do with you know, some of our best athletes are playing other sports, and that a lot of the other countries don't have to worry about that.
That's a great point you bring up. We had a youngster in the last game, 18 years old, and of course we talk about the next generation of the Pulisic's, you know, growing up in the U.S. or even abroad, but, you know, representing our country, you know, during the World Cup with some of the international competitions, which is, or the Olympics or the U23 World Cup or the U20s. But we do need more players, more product like that. The 16, 17 already making their debut in First Division, which is for us as MLS. But I think we're definitely making a change towards that, and the numbers speak volume. And now you see the USL is the largest second division league in the world. You know, they broke all kinds of records last year. the USL, so they're doing great things. And of course, that's going to be the feeder system to some of these MLS clubs.
Yeah,
so,
and their offices are right across the bay in Tampa. Very good organization. And just looking at the Rowdies roster, Eddie, we have 10 new players, 3 of which are starting tonight. David Nahim, Jack Blake, and Junior Flemings, as you mentioned earlier. Goalkeeper Cody Mazzell, who's going to be playing in the second half. Matthias Renars, Kyle Karinga, Max Lakowecki, and Ivan Megalhaus. And one who will not be playing tonight is Lance Roseboom, and also Joaquin Graf. All 10 of those players are new to the Rowdies, so it'll be interesting to see when they get time today. As I said, 3 of those are starting, and so it'll be good to see the new Rowdies.
Yeah, and when you talk about some of the quality players that are coming to a team like the Rowdies, you're talking about Ivan Magalhães, Brazilian, Jack Blake, of course, an Englishman, Leo Fernandez from Brazil as well, Junior Flemings from Kingston, Jamaican. You have Marcel Schaefer, one of the better players in the roster because of experience. Of course, he played for Wolfgang in the Bundesliga. So you talk about players that have played abroad. They're coming in here, bringing the level of soccer in these leagues, and like that. They're just a few examples of a lot of the players that are playing this league, not only with the Rowdies, but they're making this USL league a lot better.
Right, and it is just a pleasure to watch both Joe Cole and Marcel Schaefer. Schaefer is an excellent player. Not sure how much longer he's going to be here. He is considered a soccer mind that is going to be running an academy very soon in his native Germany. Then Joe Cole just got his FA A badge last year. And then another person that is always fun to watch is Neal Collins. You don't see him losing head balls ever, well, it seems like.
At 6'3", and of course, having that Scottish background, I got a chance to play with Richard Goff and other Scottish international legend. But just like that, Neal Collins is just Mo Johnson, another great Scottish player. So when you talk about players, I look forward to when Joe Cole can start his academy. And a player without experience, can you imagine what he's going to be able to teach the kids? All these experiences, not only with the English national team, but he's played all over the world. Now he can translate that into the teaching part of the game. He got his FA badge. Now he's ready to coach as soon as he hangs him up. But just what a great example that's going to be. All right, so as we get ready for the match, we are going to listen to the PA announcer as we take a moment of silence for those who lost their life in the latest shooting as we get ready for the match.
Soccer fans, please welcome to the field the Montreal Impact and your Tampa Bay Rowdies! Fans, at this time, please join us for a moment of silence for the victims of the terrible tragedy that occurred at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Our thoughts and prayers are with those affected by this tragedy. Thank you. Now, fans, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner and O Canada. Please welcome back Ryan Julian.
O Canada, our home. native land. True patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great crowd here at the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational, the second game out of a two-game today, Charlie. Great match between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Montreal Impact. These two teams played last year in the same scenario preseason as well. The Rowdies were able to win 2-1. Both teams looking to get here and get it done. Great crowd as we still see people coming in. Get ready, Charlie, for a great match between these two teams.
Yes, I think it's going to be awesome, and should be fun to see this year's version of the Rowdies, and you get to see it on YouTube, the Rowdies YouTube, with you, Eddie, and myself, and the players who have walked about. They're running off the field. Those happen to be players from Tampa Bay United who are here in their rowdy-looking jerseys.
Great support from Tampa Bay United players. The Rowdies coming out with a 4-3-3. The new player, Jack Blake, in the middle, defensive center mid, Cole on the right, Schaefer on the left. And Montreal will come up with a 4-2-3-1, two defensive center mids, three in the front, one post up forward, which is going to be probably Ignacio Piatti, the Argentine. We told you earlier to keep an eye on him. 26 goals last year. So you see the two captains shaking hands, getting ready for this game.
Joe Cole at 36 years old, still going strong.
He's played a few games here and there. What a great player. Of course, a player who has done it all. And for people that are saying, well, he's starting to miss a step, I'll tell you what, man, he's so great at anticipating, just flicking balls, just reading the game, that if he is missing a step, I tell you what, he makes up just by his ability to read the game and anticipate. That's what you want to see in a veteran, and of course, your captain.
Yeah, his skills and his knowledge of the game are make up for any speed that he hardly ever had ever. He wasn't. He never became a star because of great speed.
Referee Serene Stoika, Andrew Bigelow, Kevin Klinger, and the fourth official Christina Ankel. You see the skipper right there, very in tune, very attentive.
Stuart Campbell, and right next to him is Stuart Dobson. goalkeeper coach.
And was my roommate here in Tampa, my first go-around.
And then Remy Gard is the new coach of the Montreal Impact.
Charlie, you mentioned totally new coaching staff the last couple of years for Montreal. They cleaned house and they brought in all the Frenchmen, and they've done a pretty good job. He was
at Lyon when Lyon had such a great stretch over there earlier in this decade. We are ready to start. Let's get 90 good minutes in here.
Well, let's get ready. Of course, your Tampa Bay Rowdies from right to left wearing the green. The Montreal Impact from left to right wearing white. Anticipating a great match, and of course, being the home team, the Rowdies right here, you're going to see them. They're going to take their time coming out of the back. They're going to possess the ball. Once again, I'm your host, Eddie Rodriguez, with my partner, Charlie Siegel, from beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, as we await the Tampa Bay Rowdies against the Montreal Impact for the second game. As we hear the chanting already and the stance by the Rowdies faithful. For those of you who are not familiar with this beautiful stadium, it was a conversion from a baseball pitch to a baseball diamond to a soccer field. Just great atmosphere. Of course, you have the water right behind us, Charlie. And what a great pitch it is to come out and play. Just beautiful feel.
In just a couple weeks, just behind the stadium, part of the course for the Grand Prix that's going to be over here. As one of the cars is right out in the parking lot tonight.
Flemings goes down, drawing the foul. Look for him to be speedy forward. He's playing out of that right wing. He loves to go forward and create some width, early crosses.
He's been playing with Red Bulls too, and had 16 goals in his 52 games there.
Standing showing for the Red Bulls. Michael Petrasso, the right fullback for the Impact. Oh, dangerous ball. Victor Cabrera played that long ball behind for his center back.
And Bush almost had to do what David Osted did in the initial time in the first game, as he had to beat a on-charging striker for DC United.
Of course, Victor Cabrera from Luces, Argentina, came out of River Plate, one of the most prestigious Argentine clubs.
Call handball on Marcel Schaefer.
Now Schaefer, just a great player to watch. Came from the Bundesliga, just one of the most experienced players in this Rowdy side. He's got a great left foot. He's got the ability to just pinpoint the crosses.
Akira Fitzgerald with the save. Akira played at Wake Forest and now has been in the pros for quite a few years. Not as large or tall as many goalkeepers, but very quick off his line. Very good in the air for his size.
Yeah,
very good in the air, and even for his size.
Yeah, very athletic, and that's what you want out of your goalkeeper, to be able to get to the ball low, and of course in the air, as you mentioned.
At Wake Forest, they went to the Final Four in the College Cup every year that they were there.
Let's see, Montreal doing a good job connecting. Jack Blake just stealing the ball that's in and in. That's one of the best things that Jack does, just so determined defensively. And of course, he's lethal on set pieces. He scored 6 goals for the Armada last year. A couple of penalty kicks. He was the leading scorer and player of the year for the Armada as well in the NASL. It's going to be a great addition for the Rowdies. When you can send Cole going forward and you have Jack Blake playing a little bit underneath, playing in that hole like a number 6. And of course, you have Christoph on top with Flemings and Fernandez on the left. started here the chant, "Let's go Rowdies, let's go Rowdies," and that's part of having home field advantage. Charlie, as a player, you love to play in a field where you can actually hear the crowd right behind you, a couple of steps away.
That always helps, and there can't be much of a home field advantage as far as the field is concerned. The actual field, it is in unbelievable shape.
Oh, it is. It looks like a putting green, and you see how close the fans are from the field, and as you see, the foul right there. Having a chat with the referee. That's Mateo Mancasu, one of the forwards for the Impact.
There's Joe Cole, captain of the Rowdies.
There's your captain, and Georgie Ristov is having a go at the referee. He just didn't like the last call, and in all fairness, he was a little bit of a dodgy call, if you will. Not a very clear foul, and as a player, you don't want to start giving up the fouls in the middle of the field. It's just great ball right there by Blake, switching the point of attack, using the width. I'm going to tell you, if Montreal is going to give him that time, he's going to continue to ping the ball side to side. He's very accurate switching the ball, which is a very dynamic player. He'll sit in the hole right there like a number 6.
Neal Collins overshot there. Georgie was in a offside position anyhow.
Sakari Diallo with Victor Cabrera, 2 players from Montreal two center backs who were so good on the ball. You see Cabrera, great ball into the corner. And when you have center backs, Charlie, they're so big but so good on the ball.
Well played by the Rowdies until that. But getting out of some pressure after winning the ball.
Zach Portillo's just with a 1-2 and lost his footing a little bit. And that's that wet pitch we're talking about when you water the field before the game. That's bounce could happen, that the ball kind of gets away from you a little bit.
Evan Bush comes off his line. First 8 minutes, both teams just testing the waters.
Yeah, both teams look pretty sharp. Charlie on the ball, making some good passes, good execution. Not forcing the pass too much, unlike that one, of course, right on cue.
Well, we're not seeing as much pressure further up as we did in the first game. Both teams are laying back a little bit, so teams are getting into a rhythm of passing the ball from the back. Just because it's a little bit tougher once you get forward.
Yeah, look, when there's no pressure from Montreal and the players get to receive the ball by themselves, that's easier, of course. You saw in that case Marcel Schaefer receiving the ball in that defensive center mid spot. And the last time it was Blake.
Here's Piatti.
Good job by Portillo's in the back, just clearing the ball. Montreal, first corner kick of the game.
You saw some of the magic of Piatti earlier in that.
Yeah, that's the
one of the best players in the MLS.
Outstanding finisher, just great on the ball. He's got the vision.
Yeah, they played 34 games. He had 17 goals. You take one out of every 2, right?
Absolutely. At this level, those numbers, Charlie, you're talking about not many players at that level can score. Of course, once you get to the 1 per game, you're talking about a Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo. But 1 every 2 games, that's just impressive, especially at this level as well.
Montreal pretty much giving the Rowdies their defensive half of the field.
Yeah, they're drawing back. You can tell the 2 forwards are drawing back, and And Schaefer and Blake have a lot of time to work underneath. They come back and get the ball from the center backs, which you got to be careful because you don't want to give Schaefer too much. Great run out of the back for the Rowdies. 2 players down. Not sure if our camera captured that, but I think that was Junior Flemings.
Yeah, Flemings is saying that he got elbowed. We'll see if that happened.
Flemings, of course, one of the more dynamic players for the Rowdies.
We'll see if we can see it here. Comes through.
Yeah, there's, you know, yeah, a little bit of contact. I'm not sure if he would have gotten the call for that, but
they just hit him in the wrong spot, or he was embellishing, but it looked like he actually went down for real. So it's going to be Rowdy's ball. We'll say we'll give back to Montreal. And we start again.
All the way back to Bush. The goalkeeper comes out of the back. Ball under control. Cabrera. Diallo. And they regroup again. If you give them that much time, Charlie, they're going to do that all night. 2 players who are very good in the ball.
Yeah, they're probing for spots to go forward, like right there.
And that right there tells you how good the pitch is right now. When you can ping the ball 30 yards on the ground and the ball doesn't take a funny bounce, you know you're playing in a very good pitch. Very good feel. Oh, great job right there. Cheeky little play.
Bush came out. Made the play.
Georgi Ristov with a good chance. Evan Bush, good job coming out, just disrupting the play. But just that penetrating run, just great ball into space. Anticipating. And once again, look at the Rowdies. They received the ball. Portillo's with a lot of time. Montreal is sitting back, and look at Jack again, getting the ball. He's going to be able to ping the ball out wide from that spot.
Blake with a good ball.
Ristov, good header, good intention. A little bit late.
You're noticing both these teams going forward and then coming back, going forward, coming back, and moving up the field in a little bit slower fashion, but they're getting up the field. But those back passes and also the change of point of attack passes are so important when you're going to possess the ball.
So Charlie, let me ask you something. As a coach, would you change anything knowing that Montreal is sitting back so far on you? You have all your defensive center mids, Schaefer and Blake are receiving the ball by themselves in the middle. Do you change anything, or do you keep the same formation that you have right now?
I think you still keep the same formation. You may want to attack them a little bit more as opposed to just passing it in the back with no pressure on. Get to that pressure and then have more runners coming from the striker position coming back and the midfield positions coming back.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dangerous ball here for Montreal.
Marco Petrasso took a little bit too long dancing inside the box. Good news for the Rowdies, Charlie, is that that spot that I was talking about, it's that both players, Blake and of course Schaefer, can drive a ball. Schaefer with a great left foot, and of course Blake, he's a Jack Blake with a right-footed player. So both players are going to check into that space. They're going to churn because the impact are giving them all kinds of time, and they have the technical ability to be able to drive a ball across or just played a great ball into the forward's feet.
Looks like the impact has just moved forward a little bit on the pressure, and a bad goal kick by Akira Fitzgerald hurt them as it went straight to Montreal. Fortunately for the Rowdies.
Yeah, early ball. Mateo Mancuso could have done better with this. Great trapping, though. He receives the ball between the center backs. Great trapping, but he totally gets underneath that ball
I think it just landed right down.
I don't think it has, but you know, the Rowdies got to do a better job. The two center backs are too far. They got to communicate. They got to close that gap. You can't just give it up with one through ball, and that was the case with. It's a good thing Mateo Mancuso couldn't hit the frame. As you see, both coaches saying they were a bit lucky.
Yes,
I would have to agree with them.
And you now can see that Montreal has picked up the pace as far as pressure. They're further up the field. So there you have a different style is going to be forced into the Rowdies. My guess on this is that they probably said, let's lay back for the first 10, 15 minutes, and then the coach will make a signal and say, hey, we're going forward if that's what they need. So I think they probably knew that that's what they were going to do.
Of course, that's a system. A lot of the times you start the first 5-10 minutes and say, let's see what they have, sit back. We're going to wait for them 3 quarters, which is what they're doing, sometimes to the halfway line. And now that they're going to see what they have, slowly they'll start pushing in, and both Blake and Schaefer will have less time to come to the middle, get the ball, and they're going to start seeing a little more pressure.
A lot of times you do that to see what the other team's going to do.
Yeah.
And you're safe by laying back a little bit and not over pressuring. But then you try to find out where you can pressure, how hard you can pressure, and at what line you're going to start that pressure at.
Yeah. But it's definitely as a system, though.
Foul down there as
Portillo's
goes down.
Goes down, a little bit of a contact.
And you're right, with a little bit of contact.
Well, Petrasso, and of course the rest, the ground being wet, the rest you're going to sell it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to slide, and you're going to slide for at least 10 yards with the grass being wet. You see how far, once again, Blake, look, he's getting the ball every time by himself, and he's able to turn great ball out wide. And now he's going to be a good counter. Schaefer making a good run out left. You see him on the ball right there, the German international. Great ball in the box. Tell you, I love Schaefer's ability to play a ball not only into space, but that one had a great delivery. Looking at the far post. He's looking for Ristov Fernandez to close the gap from the left to the right.
Now the Rowdies have more time in the back.
Yeah, playing with that 4-3-3, having 3 strikers, so you see Schaefer one again. Oh, what a ball.
George Hirstoff got a foot on that, but a great ball by Schaefer again. Yeah,
very difficult ball to strike. Ristov hits him in the arm, but once again, Charlie, what a great delivery from Schaefer out wide. And I was going to say, playing 3 forwards, it gives you the ability that when you're driving balls into the box, you're going to have numbers in the box, so hopefully you get some quality chances and somebody who can actually go in and hit the ball far post.
Got a foul on Georgie there. Montreal plays it quickly. Schaefer with the ball here. Bounced up on him and it skidded.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky because that's a difficult ball. Once it bounced, it's a difficult ball to strike. You see Ristov a little late and hits him in the arm, but the quality of the service early by Ristov is just it's brilliant.
I think for the season, the more that Schaefer is mentioned, the better off the Rowdies are going to be.
Oh yeah,
he makes it happen.
I would expect him by the time the season's over for him to have 20 assists. Well, the quality of his services, you know, to the far post, to the near post, and the Rowdies playing with 3 forwards, they're going to create loads of chances going forward. And you know, systematically, that's going to be a great system to watch as well as a fan. When you're watching a game like this, you want to see cross after cross after cross. You know, and now with the addition of Jack Blake, that gives you another variable on the other side. So it's either one time, they're both playing defensive center mids. We're playing that 4-3-3. One shows, the other one stays, and vice versa. Once again, looking to go long. He gets away from him. Good idea, wrong club.
Yeah, Probably should have used the 7-iron instead of the 5.
Yeah. With that 3-wood, he got away from him.
A little bit more pressure now by the Rowdies too, defensively.
And as you know, Charlie, one of the things with when you talk about high pressure is how fit is your team. If you're going to high press, you're not going to be able to go for 90. So you got to pick when you go, when you push forward.
And you got to all do it together. Here's Piatti.
Great idea by the Argentine. A little bit short, but once again, he's got the ability to take players on, and you try to thread the needle there. Wrist stuff. Gets the foul. It's Samit Shomi gets a call for the foul.
Bad giveaway there.
That's something you don't see often. Jack Blake giving the ball away at center mid.
Good run by Schaefer on this overlap.
Leo Fernandez with a good 1-2. Schaefer, a good ball in the box. Blake by himself. Not a left-footed player. He swung. Not the best contact on the ball. He had a little more time to finish that.
Quick throw in to Schaefer. Comes out after it touches Georgie there, and Blake takes a left footer and misses wide.
He's going to look at that replay later on, Charlie, and wishes he could have that one back. He had enough time to bring the ball down with his left foot and put it away with his right.
And if he were playing up in Tropicana Field, it would just be a foul ball. He just didn't get all of it.
Of course.
And once again, you're hearing Schaefer's name all the time.
And that's a good sign. If you're a forward, that means you're going to get the ball in the box. So make your runs, whether it's near or far post, because he's about to make you famous, Charlie. Oh, quality. Shaky play in the back by Najim.
Najim with a very good play, chest passing back to Fitzgerald. Schaefer coming all the way back into the backs. You'll find he and Joe Cole pretty much roam the field. You're watching the Tampa Bay Rowdies versus the Montreal Impact in St. Petersburg, halfway through the first half. I'm Charlie Slagle, and my host here is Eddie Rodriguez. Been fun doing the doubleheader tonight so far.
Just what you expected, Charlie, the Rowdies to come out this pace. I like the fact that they're coming forward, they're going forward, they're not sitting back, just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, it's been a similar, I mean, not sure exactly what I expected because you don't know what the other team's going to do, and Montreal laying back allowed the Rowdies to be able to pass that ball around the back and then probe with different passes to the front runners into the midfield. But I think that getting the ball to Schaefer is going to be huge for this team this year, and he's had the ball a lot.
Well, yeah, and I like the fact that they came out, you know, a lot of the times, Charlie, you see some of the these USL teams scrimmaging in preseason against some of the MLS, and they're a little too cautious sometimes, right? Thinking, well, they're MLS and we're today. I don't think that's the case. The Rowdies came out. They're like, look, we're playing at home, and then you're gonna see the way we play, and then see what you can do. And I like that attitude. I like the fact that you're coming out with your style. You're not waiting to see what they have. As a matter of fact, Montreal was the team who was sitting back a little bit, waiting to see what the Rowdies are showing. That kind of just dynamic thinking. I like that, and of course, that's credit to the coaching staff. Stuart Campbell thinking, you know what, we're at home. As you see him right there, with Stuart Dobson to his right, the goalkeeper coach, who've done a great job for this Tampa Bay Rowdies. Of course, this is only their second game of this preseason. They have time to get fit. They have time to get used to the regular season.
So a little bit slower game than the first game tonight, just because of when you had two teams that are laying back a lot of the time defensively. You're going to just have to pass the ball around and try to find those openings. You got an offside.
You see Fernandez and Ristov going for the same ball. Now you do expect the pace to drop a little bit. You can't keep that pace up for 90 minutes.
Right, and another thing about exhibition games, you're not sure how hard teams are practicing. They're not necessarily in their game mode during the season where they do the same thing on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
Correct.
They could be actually training hard yesterday or whatever it happens to be. You never know what that is happening. Next week you get a little bit more from the MLS on that because they're getting closer to their season.
You see a huge challenge right there. Referee doesn't call it. That was Zach Portillos. As he goes down, the referee finally comes to check him out.
You see this play right here.
Once again,
Portillos comes over. And quite a contact and quite a landing.
Yeah, you see the landing as well. And of course,
no foul there. Zach was put himself in that situation for the most part.
Yeah, it was Raheem Edwards. The call wasn't. But you had a great point, Charlie. A lot of the teams that get here in preseason, they're doing 2-a-days.
Right.
They do fitness in the morning, they do weights in the afternoon, or a little bit of technical. So they're definitely overloaded when it comes down to the training aspect of it. As if this was just a regular season game, you would have had Monday through Friday. Now you play on Saturday, so you have the normal 3-4 days to rest, or you're doing, whatever it is.
Friday may be an easier day. Monday is a regeneration day after a Sunday off, or whatever happens to be. Well, they play a lot of Sundays, so that kind of thing. And they'll probably get into more of that for next week with the MLS teams.
And it's because of that you see the tight market in the box. It's because of that schedule, Charlie, that you're going to see a lot of changes right around the 60th minute for both teams. And you see, obviously, a regular professional game only has 3 subs. You're going to see more than 6 or 7.
We're going to see probably 11.
Probably, yeah. We saw
12 and 11 in the first game. So
we saw both teams empty the benches, the rosters. As you see, the whole Tampa Bay Rowdies bench about to start warming up. Maybe just a few players.
Yeah, the 23rd player into the game for Philadelphia scored the goal in the game today. Burke. Corey Burke.
Once again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the 2018 Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. What a great venue this has been today. Not only for the Rowdies, DC United was here earlier. Philadelphia Union showing good soccer. Both teams, I think both teams did pretty well as far as what they needed to get done. Quality minutes for the starters, and they got to see some of the younger players coming up. The second half was the referee having a chat with, just making sure there's no blood. Schaefer's got to go off the field.
And then the same time next week, next Saturday, right on this YouTube, Rowdies YouTube, you're going to have at 5 o'clock the Philadelphia Union versus the Montreal Impact. So 2 teams that are here tonight. And then the Rowdies are at 7:30 are going to play New York City FC. It's interesting, just outside the fence here, you have concrete barriers and big fence as Schaefer comes out of the game.
I'm not sure if he's hurt or it was a substitution, or because Stuart Campbell is looking at him like they don't know what's going on.
Well, they're playing with 10 right now.
You have 4 Rowdy players warming up and nobody has come in. The Rowdies playing with only 10 players.
They are. And once again, that was fun watching
Piatti on the ball.
over there with the ball. He's got it again.
Inside the 18, just doing what he does best. He loves to take players on, and you see how good he is right there on the ball.
He's fun to watch.
It looks like Nanchoff is coming in. He's getting ready for Schaefer, who left the field early. We don't know why. So we'll see if Michael Nanchoff will play where Schaefer was playing. That defensive center mid, right around Blake.
Well, if they'll switch it up, I think they'll probably switch it up. They're working on Schaefer's leg. And that was off the ball.
That contact after the ball. The referee close enough, but I haven't seen any cards, and of course that was Ristov. Foul on Ristov, he can't believe it.
That was Raheem Edwards from Montreal. Probably let Nanchoff come in.
And he gives yellow to both players.
Talking going on.
Yeah, Raheem Edwards gets a yellow as well, and so does Georgi Ristov.
Here comes Michael Nanchoff. Bunch of Michael's coaching now for Tampa Bay United in the under-12 academy, and almost all of his players are here at the game tonight. They're having
That's great too.
learning outing today, and Michael comes, his father, George, very known soccer guy up in Cleveland, Ohio. Sort of interesting that you use the chalk out there on this one. It's a 40-yard free kick,
especially that far out, right? And you know it's not going to go to goal. It's going to be served into the box. Montreal gets a corner kick.
That ball, that was Neal Collins. You don't see that ball, go in the wrong direction hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Collins.
Yeah, Collins is, of course, has the ability to win every single header. Rare to see that ball being deflected.
He is tall, but his timing is impeccable.
Impeccable, yeah. He's definitely pushing from behind. Victor Cabrera using that experience, just piggyback right from one of the Rowdies defenders.
Yeah. Hunter Gorski was in great position and almost needed the saddle on after that one. Yeah. He was all over top of the back.
Well, he figures they might call it, they might not, but if they don't, I'll stick it in the back of the net and we'll go from there. 33 minutes into this first half. 0-0 for both teams. Both teams well adjusted to the tempo of this game now. A couple of good chances for both teams. But other than that, Charlie, it's been a pretty close matchup, especially in the middle of the field, just what we expected. Of course, the Impact playing with that 4-2-3-1, and the Rowdies playing with that 4-3-3, giving them that numerical advantage at the forward spot, playing with 3 forwards.
A little bit too far, and I believe he would have been offside if that ball had better pace on it.
Behind.
Impact asking for a corner kick. Referee asking them to return the ball for a goal kick. bunch of Rowdies warming up there in the background, including a goalkeeper, which is Cody Mazel.
Well, pretty good crowd here, Charlie. You see the kids having fun behind the goal, the Rowdies goal, the Montreal goal, rather.
They like that hill.
They like that hill on top, and you see the whole entire bench from the Rowdies making. They're starting their warm up before the half. Well, that's a bad giveaway right there, and a foul on top of the box. Safir Taider, gets taken down.
Not a bad foul, I don't think. I don't think a bad foul here, as you got the giveaway.
Yeah, he was drawing the attention, but this ball right there that he left at the end, you can tell by his expression, just a bad. It's just where he gave the ball away. And of course, Joe Cole had to make an emergency tackle. It's a good chance right here for the impact. Couple of choices.
The Rowdies were in trouble there. Joe Cole probably made a good move, tactically taking him down, even though it is in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Sort of play the odds and see.
So if you're tight there, dangerous on the ball, in swinger, right into the wall. Great job by Fitzgerald in the back.
One thing Joe Cole does well is turn back with the ball.
Oh yeah,
and then find the next pass.
That experience, right?
Good pass by Nanchoff.
Well, Charlie, you can tell the difference ever since. Oh, that's a good foul for the Rowdies there.
Yeah, Fleming's there now. The goalkeeper on this situation with this angle and this close, he has to worry about the shot somewhat.
Not only that, you have a great free kick taker right there. And Jack Blake scored 8 goals for the Armada last year. 6 or 5 came via free kicks, and the other 2 or 3 came penalty kicks. But Charlie, you can tell the difference. Ever since Schaefer went out, we haven't seen the quality of the service by the Rowdies from the left side. We haven't seen those deep balls. We haven't seen those great balls into space.
Blake would want that one back.
Way too much. You can tell when you really want it. You got under the ball a little bit too much. And a lot of the times when you're playing for a new team, Charlie, it's just your first couple of games, you truly want to show you're excited about it, and you try to do too much. That's a typical case of you got to relax and you got to let the game come to you. And just relax a little bit. You're trying too hard.
The Rowdies were pushing up to make sure that they actually took this goal kick long. That's Evan Bush.
We're right about the 39-minute mark. Still 0-0. The Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. For the second year, a matchup between these two games. Outland Stadium in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida has been great weather for both games. And of course, we've been talking about the conditions of this field, just phenomenal.
Good pressure by the Rowdies. David Najim, very good play.
Oh, great job just drawing the foul. Leo Fernandez, one of the choices for the Rowdies.
Look for Collins, number 3. You see him entering the penalty area, now about 8 yards out.
And Charlie, you see how deep Ignacio Piatti is defending for Montreal. See, all the way back there, even though he's your number 10, your creative center mid, and he's defending. It's great to see. You see him there on the ball, he's not afraid of mixing it up, playing defense. Showing you that he can be a two-way player.
Joe Cole says he's been doing it for years.
Yeah, Joe Cole wants a foul.
Got the foul, maybe
And
a
a couple
yellow
weeks in
card.
jail as well. And the referee's having a field day with that spray can. He loves it.
So you'd be looking here. This is Nanchoff with his left foot. He'll be looking for Collins.
Sorin Stoica, the main referee.
Just a little bit over Collins' head. Bush gets the easy handle. Joe Cole doing what Joe Cole does best, possess the ball and get it to teammates.
Samuel Piatti has been kind of quiet in the middle for Montreal. We used to see him just getting the ball more. He's a captain. That's a player who's been very active. Raheem Edwards working out of the left. Great tackle by David Najim.
So you'll see some fatigue on both these teams now. Last 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah, once again, Charlie, keep an eye. The first 5 minutes of each half, the last 5 minutes of each half, very crucial when it comes down to, you know, you don't want to give up a late goal. You want to pay attention, mark up, and you want to take care of your chances. You see, this is when people start getting distracted. The last 5 minutes, you're thinking, oh, a couple of minutes we go into the locker room, but you got to pay attention. You got to stay sharp. So many goals are given up this late in the game or early in the game as well.
Right. And the other thing you have to add to that is also pretty much a 5 minute period right after a goal. Both
absolutely.
ways. You know, a team that just scored, which we just saw in the first game.
We tend to relax a little bit. That's a great point. We sat in the game. The Union have fought so hard to finally get a goal. They get a goal.
2 minutes later, it's a 2-1 the other way.
And they give up a soft one at the other end. You see Joe Cole with a great tackle right there.
Ooh.
That could have been, that cleats up right there. Ugh. That's old school English soccer right there. But what a great player, Joe Cole. What a great career he's had.
You're seeing a little bit more space defensively on both ends of the field. The more space you have, the better the offense can do.
It's a good switch all the way to the other side, looking for Raheem Edwards, who's been so active on the right side for Montreal. Look at all those kids in that grassy knoll right there having a great time. Well, right on the 43rd minute mark, Charlie, Rowdies Suncoast Invitational.
It's been fun so far already.
Well, it's been a great time. The Rowdies doing a great job in this first half against an MLS side. A team that I would say they know a little bit better than most because they played them last year. And they got a chance to watch them train as well. And, you know, pretty much they're playing their game, Charlie. They didn't come out here just to see how they match up. They came here to play their game. The first 20 minutes were so good for them. Schaefer was just outstanding. And Joe Cole goes down, and fortunately he gets up right away. He just lost his footing.
Good ball by Montreal.
Raheem, great ball in the box. Great service into the box, far post, and just like that, Montreal puts up the 1-0 game. Charlie, you and I talked about the importance of not letting up a late goal in the half.
Right, and two great passes. One is an assist and one's a sort of a secondary assist. But the ball that goes through, make that pass right there. And then the last one.
Yeah, the overlap run. Great ball by Petrasso. And even a better finish by Safir Taider, who's had a very good, very active first half. And just like that, Fitzgerald cannot believe it. You worked so hard to get to this point. And look at that, Charlie. Just a minute left in this game. You and I had just finished talking about it. Do not give up a late goal. Pay attention to the last 5 minutes. Let's see if the Rowdies can
It's going to be a goal kick coming back out.
try to get an equalizer. Only about a minute left. Remember that the official time is kept on the pitch, on the field. Not a lot of stoppage time. You can see Fitch.
There'll be 1 minute of stoppage time, and there will be no overtime in this game if it's tied. It's the Invitational is 90 minutes of soccer.
Bush is really taking his time, trying to milk the clock a little bit.
He's doing it.
Not the way the Rowdies planned it, Charlie. They planned it to come out and put on a good show in this first half and create some chances, but to give up that late goal was not part of the plan. And of course, give credit, to Raheem Edwards, is the one to play that through ball out wide. A great overlap run by Michael Petrasso. At the 46-minute mark.
There's the halftime whistle.
Feels like that. We go into halftime. Charlie, your thoughts on the first half?
I thought it was a good first half. A letdown there at the end by the Rowdies, but a good first half, but also a coaching point for Stuart Campbell. You don't want to ever let that happen. You played a very good first half, and you go into the locker room down 1. But one thing about this, it's an exhibition, and you're 4 weeks from the season.
Well, and to your point, you much rather, Charlie, give up a goal here in preseason, learn from it, not go into the season knowing that you're going to give something like that, because you're right. You got to get something, learning point from here, as you see the Rowdies going into the locker room. Great first half for them. Stick around, we'll have highlights in just a few minutes.
We are back here at Al Lang Stadium here in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. At halftime, Montreal Impact leads 1-0. A beautiful view of the moon. And here come the highlights of the first half as they both teams are heading onto the field. And the game starts. So watch some of this. It's 1-0 in favor of Montreal. Good play here, and ball taken over the top by a long way. And you see it again. But a good passing situation that led to that shot by Mancuso. And then Schaefer comes across. Georgi Histrov very close to getting that. You see Schaefer with that brilliant left foot. And ball skidded up. Georgi was trying to get anything on the ball, but probably not his arms.
Yeah, you saw the quality of those crosses by Schaefer once again. There you see him looking for that far post. Blake could have done better. He had plenty of time. Not the best contact with the ball.
Fleming gets the ball stolen, and Joe Cole takes him down. So probably a good foul by Joe Cole. Here's the ensuing free kick, blocked by the wall. And then Fitzgerald will make the save on this. So probably a good foul by Joe Cole. And here comes Flemings. Get tripped by Edwards.
Now this is a good spot for a free kick. Jack Blake, he gets under the ball. He was looking for that far post. Just the ball sails away. And you can tell he says, well, my bad. And this one, great ball into space.
Petrasso gets the ball, yep. And Tadar with a header and a fairly easy one.
And you see a couple of the players right here. Look, they're asking for the offside spot. I'm not sure from the linesman was. Of course, he doesn't call the offside. But that's pretty much the way the first half ended.
Right, and he may have been ahead of the ball. But, I mean, head of the player, but I don't think he was ahead of the ball. The ball was pretty deep when that cross was made.
Yeah, when he touched the ball. Stick around, we have actions for the second half. And this Rowdies Suncoast Invitational between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Montreal Impact. Stick around for more. Welcome back to the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. Second half of this second match between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Montreal Impact. The coach, Stuart Campbell, looking to make some changes here in this second half as the Rowdies trail 1-0. And that late goal by Montreal right around the 42nd minute actually. Right as they were getting ready to go into halftime, they gave up a late goal. Charlie, what would you change in the second half if you're the Rowdies, and what would you change for the Impact as well?
I would think you're going to see a little bit more higher pressure from both teams. The game opened up when that happened, and I think that since you're going to see some substitutes, that not anybody's going to probably play a full half even. So you know, there may be a few, but it'll be interesting to see how long Michael Nanchoff plays, who came in early for Schaefer after he was injured, and because I would imagine that most of the players are not going to go more than 60 minutes for any of these teams. Yeah,
and that's right around the minutes. We talked about 60 even for the previous game. No, it was kind of predetermined for the coaching staff. That's right around the time where you want to give your starters a good run, a good fitness day, if you will, with touches on the ball. And of course, give enough time, and this is crucial, Charlie, give enough time, the people coming off the bench, to one, get used to the pace of the game, two, get comfortable on the ball against a team that you haven't seen, and truly get a chance to showcase your talent. Of course, you're trying to make the team, or just, you know, make your stock rise, if you will, as far as how much playing time you're going to get during the season, and also make a name for yourself. Right, and we'll see. There may have been some changes already. Looks like Sebastian Guanzati is in for the Rowdies, as we're looking at to see who is on the field. Yeah, that's one of the substitutions from Uruguay. Another player with some good experience. Martin Vingard is also in the game. Did not play in the first half. You see Fleming's there, number 7. Blake is still in the game. Nanchoff, who came in the game, is still in. We'll try to find out if Montreal made any changes. A lot of familiar numbers out there, though. Yeah, and it's going to be, you know, once the game starts, we're going to see who stays in the game, and hopefully both teams make changes gradually. Of course, it's been our experience in the previous game where both teams changed in numbers, plural, yeah, I do 5, 6 times. So it wasn't a lot of help to us and the broadcasting crew, but we'll manage. Right, and number 93 for Montreal, Daniel Kinombe is in also. So there has been at least one change for Montreal. Yeah, ready for the second half. Right off the bat, the Montreal Impact come out trying to, being so direct. Ball went all the way back to their goalkeeper, Bush. Gets rid of the ball. Definitely one of the early substitutions for the Rowdies. Made an impact, of course. Schaefer, we're talking about Schaefer, the German international player who was delivering some great balls, Charlie, great crosses. And of course, had to leave the game early due to an injury. We're not quite sure what happened exactly, but he did leave the field, and it's definitely left space for the Rowdies as far as, you know, the quality of the balls he was providing. Yeah, he was very good, and as we said in the first half, the more you hear his name, the better off the Rowdies are going to be. You see Martin Vingard, the number 20 there. The last 45 minutes of today's activities for this Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. We have more games coming up next weekend. We'll tell you about those a little bit later. The Rowdies making a push out of the back. Very good ball here. Yeah, Raheem, he's the one who had the double assist and the goal for the impact, so keep an eye on him. He was playing on the right, now you see him on the left. Raheem Edwards, very dynamic, very busy player, always running, always moving, trying to get the ball in crucial spots.
Also in the game for Montreal is Anthony Jackson Hamill. And in goal for the Rowdies is who you're looking at right now is Cody Mizell.
Yeah, substitution in goal.
Played for the Charlotte Independents last year. Also of the USL. Played 32 games out of 32 games for them.
You also see Martin Vingard at center mid for the Rowdies, number 20. So a couple of substitutions right in the middle. Jack Blake still in there. Of course, Nanchov, who came in for Schaefer. Collins still in the back. And Korski. So we're hearing from our production team that he had an ice pack on his calf, perhaps a little strain on his calf, and those are the type of injuries that happen in preseason, Charlie, as you know, for either overworked or, you know, conditions, humidity, you're sweating a lot, you're losing a lot of fluid, so they definitely go with the territory when you're doing a lot of running, especially in the 2 a day. So when those happen, you want to get off the field as quick as possible and, you know, take care of it. Of course, the difference from just a pull to a tear, you don't want to tear the muscle. It starts as a strain and then a pull and then a tear, so different grades.
We're talking about Marcel Schaefer, who went out in the first half about 15 minutes in and was replaced by Michael Nanchoff.
Dangerous ball in the box by the Rowdies. Looking at that penetrating pass into the forward, into the feet of Nanchoff, making a good run.
See a little bit more pressure, as predicted we would, at least from the Rowdies.
Yeah, that's a great call. You did call it. You say that the Rowdies were going to have to press a little bit higher as well, and they've done that. They came into the second half. You see, rather than sit back, they're gonna high press. Of course, Charlie, they're gonna pick their time on a bad ball, right? That's your cue for you to press the lines and go forward and try to press them, and like right there, give the ball in a bad spot. And of course, trying to spring somebody forward, trying to produce a quality cross. Or Joe Cole went out as well. Now you see Rich Stuff with a captain banner. Great job by Junior Fleming, steals the ball, crosses the ball. Not a great ball on the ground. Keeper made a good save. Evans. But once again, we talked about gaining the ball in crucial spots. The Montreal defender was trying to steal the ball, stepped in, and Fleming did one better. Stole the ball, crossed it early. That ball could have been played on the ground for a tap-in. Instead, a little bit more of a difficult ball, Charlie, in the air. If you're going to play the ball in the air, it has to be a lot more precise.
Right, but a good play by Fleming to keep that ball in, and kept it in. The defender got the ball, but Fleming just hustled back, and he got the ball back and then made that cross.
That's once again the importance the importance of the high press that you and I were talking about. And, you know, when you high press and you can steal the ball in a good spot, that's the end result of your team pressing high and collectively winning the ball. That's a great ball into space. Once again, you see the pushing, you see the physicality of this game. Raheem. That was Raheem Edwards, and of course Junior Fleming's going at it.
Here's this ball from to Fleming a little bit earlier. Ball comes across. Fleming gets it here, has to save it. Comes back and makes a good play. That is a great hustle play by him, and put that ball up at right in Evan Bush's wheelhouse though on the cross.
Yeah, no, if he would have played that ball on the route, but you're right, it was great chance here by the Rowdies in the box.
This is an interesting one because Fleming thought that Georgi Histoff was going to go into the spot that he passed it, and that pass worked because Vingard ended up in that spot.
Great chance by Vingard, great run, and he actually toe pokes the ball right around the 18. Look at that, just as he was getting a little bit of pressure, he could have kept his head down and strike the ball to the far post. Instead, he takes a quick, what we call it, an indoor shot with his toe poke. Not on frame, but you're right though. It was one of those lucky plays that ball got played into space, courtesy of Fleming's, and he worked out good because Vingard was making a good run out of the back.
The Rowdies are getting the ball in the into the area to get some opportunities, and good opportunities. That was close right there.
That's a great job in the back by Juka Raitala. That ball would have gone through, would have been a dangerous ball, dangerous situation. Instead, Montreal gets a corner kick, the first one in this second half. And folks, if you're first joining us, welcome to the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. This is the second half of the second game, 1-0 Montreal. I'm your host, Eddie Rodriguez, alongside my partner, Charlie. Oh, great ball, Charlie, to the far post.
The ball that got all the way through. It's hard to believe they can get through all those people without touching anybody.
Amazing how we're getting through everyone. Montreal with another good chance in the far post. Just a bit to the outside. The ball just went across. Cody Mizell, the goalkeeper, just couldn't believe the ball got all the way across and nobody touched it. Nobody from Montreal, that is. As you see, a little bit of push from behind. This is when you want to steal the ball right there. When Montreal is coming out of the back with the ball in transition, if you can pick one of those balls.
Good defense by the Rowdies.
Once again, last corner kick, in swinger, watch this. Goes all the way in between all those legs.
To the back post.
And that was Ujuka who had a chance. Not enough of a contact. On the other side, Rowdies are pushing, going forward. Trying to find the gap, trying to find feet. Blake asking for the ball. Switching the point of attack, Michael Natchoff. Now the ball gets returned, all by himself in the box.
Fleming's with a good play.
Ball gets saved right on the touchline. There's contact. Penalty kick for the Rowdies.
Michael Natchoff draws
Great job by Junior Fleming's taking players on. One-on-one, takes a shot. Gets saved right on the line. And Natchoff.
Great save off the line.
Yeah, outstanding effort defensively as well. Here's a great chance for the Rowdies. Who else by your number 10, Georgi Ristoff, with the opportunity. And look at all the fans behind the goal. This could be it. This could be the equalizer for the Rowdies. Ristoff to do the honors.
Evan Bush in goal for the impact. And saved.
Charlie, we're 2 for 2 on penalty kicks today, buddy.
Yeah.
Not good. He did not take it well. Totally misread the goalkeeper and went to his right. Great job by Bush, though. Bush once again comes out. Blake with a good volley.
Another corner kick.
Once again, watch this angle of the penalty kick. This is when...
Yeah, no question that's a penalty kick as he gets wrapped around, does Raheem Edwards on Michael Nanchoff. And here's the penalty kick. See Evan Bush on his line. George Histroff getting ready to take this.
You can
We're
tell
going live right now. Oh, great try.
Great header by Hunter.
Gorski
making good contact at the highest point, which is when you want to make contact with a header. Just goes out wide. And then that penalty kick. Watch this great in-swinger to the far post.
Gorski over the top. And just barely over the top, but he was guarded well.
I have the feeling, Charlie, that
Michael
penalty
Salazar.
kick, you know, the shooter, which is Georgi Ristov, you can tell he's just not, I mean, you look at his facial expressions and he's just not very comfortable. He almost telegraphed where the ball was going. Flemings with a chance, takes a shot, great block by Montreal. Ball comes all the way out. Nanchoff, Teo Nanchoff and Flemings.
Another good pass by Nanchoff there to Flemings.
Yeah, they've been on in the second half. Once again, all the way to the back. Najim. Nanchoff, good ball in the box. Yeah, he gets called for an offside.
Now we're going to see that penalty kick by Georgie coming up.
Look at his face when he approaches. He's totally telling you where he's going, right? He's telegraphing that. I mean, his expression never looked the other way. And of course, Bush just read that.
It's a tough one to making that game a tie game right there in the about the 55th minute would have been really good for the Rowdies.
Yeah.
But they have had a lot of the play here in the second half.
A lot of chances, Charlie. 60th minute. The Rowdies Suncoast Invitational 2018. Definitely a great game it has been. We expected all the elements. You know, it's been, they missed the penalty kick, but they've been right on it. They've created a lot more chances ever since they came out in the second half, Charlie, and totally high press. They put the Montreal Impact in some bad situations, especially coming out of the back. It's just a matter of taking care of your chances.
And Piatti hasn't seen the ball as much in the second half either.
Yeah, you cut the pass to, oh, that's a bad tackle from behind. And that's definitely a yellow, if not a red. Absolutely no wait for the defender to, as you see Collins right there. The problem with this tackle right here, Charlie, is that he has no way of protecting himself. And the rule says if that's the case, that's a straight red. He never sees the Montreal Impact defender coming. You see Collins, how upset he is. And he's absolutely right. I'm not going to tell you what he's saying, but he's lucky to get a yellow. See that tackle from behind? That's reckless right there.
And that's Michael Petrasso.
Petrasso's lucky to remain in this game because that could have been a straight red. And just for the simple fact, Charlie, that that he just doesn't have a way to protect himself. Bottom line, he doesn't see the defender coming.
A little discussion going on here. It's good that major thing is Neal Collins is healthy. The referee has the whistle, so
yeah,
got to listen to it.
Well, sometimes referees need a little help, Charlie. At least that's what I thought when I played, so I try to help him out, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, you want to make sure he gets a hold of this game. You don't want an exhibition game getting out of hands. You don't want anybody getting hurt. Yes. That's the bottom line. And as you know, friendlies are never friendlies, right? They're called friendlies, but
they're still games. They still call them games at the end there.
Right. At this level, of course, at the professional level, it's
the Rowdies are putting the Impact on their heels. Getting behind the defense. Keeping it on the defensive end of the Impact. And here come a bunch of players. Neal Collins coming out of the game. Alex Morel is one of those players.
Yeah, a bunch of players. Blake comes out. Yeah, and Sebastiano Wensati was the player that got taken down from behind. And of course, Ristov comes off.
Kyle Karinga is in the game. Alex Morel.
Karinga, Morel comes in as well. We expect Ivan Magallanes to come in as well, the Brazilian.
And Max Lakawecki is out there. He's number 16.
Yeah, Lakawecki comes in. He should be a right fullback. The key is for the Rowdies to keep this space up and keep fighting, keep putting pressure on. I see Graff comes in as well. Jochen Kraft.
Jochen Kraft is in there also.
That's dangerous right here on the ball. The Argentine, Raheem to the far post. Oh!
Raheem Edwards, a very good entry pass there. On the ground, leading players are running onto the ball.
Anthony Jackson Hamel was luring the far post. Watch this ball to the far post. Great true ball right here. And Raheem's ball is just exceptional, just a little bit too far. Right there, Anthony Jackson Hamel was looking to tap the ball in the far post. Cody Mazel, the goalkeeper, just eyeing it out. Good job.
And a good ball by Piatti to get it to Raheem Edwards. Once again, those simple passes that are done at the right pace and to the right foot.
The key to that sentence, as you said, it's the right pace. You put that ball at the right pace, not too hard, not too soft, because you don't want to stop the momentum of the player going through. They don't break their stride when you put them in on that entry ball that you called it, just with the right amount of pace. Ooh, dangerous situation right there. Almost. Bush taking a little bit too long. Getting rid of that ball. I tell you, Charlie, very exciting second half for the Rowdies. Definitely bringing it on as far as the pressure. It is, after all, their tournament. Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. 65 minutes in, bad giveaway right in the middle.
Another Impact player, Clement Bahia.
Samuel Piet with a foul, the captain. Definitely a body check. That was more of a hockey check in the middle.
Gorski's still in the game. Started. It's going to be a dangerous ball here.
And I tell you, the Impact, Montreal has to be careful with giving up so many fouls right outside the 18, Charlie, as you know. All it takes is one great delivery, one great service into the box, or just a great free kick to tie it up. Great job in here, receiving the ball, turns into traffic. Of course, that's Sebastian Wensati from Uruguay.
We got Nanchoff over the ball. Just wide by Nanchoff. Got to go around the wall. We'll see Michael Nanchoff.
outside.
Just a little bit too wide around the wall.
Yeah, just looking to bend the ball outside.
Look at how many Rowdies you had coming in for the second ball in case that was saved.
Well, and that's the thing too, right? I mean, if you're not going to hit the frame, you want to make sure you don't waste those. I know as a coach, I always talk about hit the frame from there. Don't waste a chance, because look at how many players you've committed into the attacking third. As you mentioned, they had 5 players making a run into the box. So if you're going to take a free kick, make sure that it goes to goal so somebody can go in for the rebound.
Nice run by Graf and a great pass out.
Alex Morel with a good run. A local player from Lakeland, Florida.
Very fast, went to North Florida, University of North Florida.
Weary in the game as well.
The only 2 starters that are in the game, I believe, are Leo Fernandez and Gorski. That's Hunter Gorski, number 27, given there to head the ball right there.
Lakawecki in there as well, and this is when you want to see the character of your team, Charlie. The character of those players coming in late in this game. Put yourself, if this was a game during the season, you want to get a point, you want to draw a result, you want to run at that pace. You want to keep going. Alex Morel, that's where you want to show your coaching staff that you can come in and get it done late in the game when the game's on the line. Draws the foul. All the way back to the goalkeeper to reset, regroup. Switch the point of attack and find the gaps in between. Montreal once again waiting for the Rowdies 3/4 of the field. And if they're going to give you that, you got to exploit that. Your 2 center mids, defensive center mids, they got to come in and get the ball. We saw Schaefer do it in the first half. We saw Blake do it as well.
Right now for the Rowdies, Eddie, you've got Hunter Gorski still in the game. Goalkeeper is Cody Mizell, Kyle Karinga, Max Lakawecki, Tam Magdawire, Ivan Magalais, Alex Morel, Martin Vingard, Michael Nanchoff, Joaquin Graf, and Sebastian Guenzetti, excuse me. So that's the 11 that are in there for the Rowdies right now. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of embellishment here.
Yeah, there was no contact.
And the fans right behind the goal are letting him know they didn't think that.
Crowd did not like that. If there was going to be contact, he would have run in front. Look how he runs behind.
Graf.
Oh, I stand corrected. There is a little bit of contact. You see, he's right elbow. He made contact with Bush.
Yachty's still in the game.
'72nd minute, Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. I'm your host, Eddie Rodriguez, alongside my partner, Charlie, longtime veteran coach, NCAA president of the NCAA as well, general manager of the Tampa Bay Rowdies now. You name it, Charlie has done it. He's coached at every level, very successful. His knowledge of the game, and now, of course, it's my privilege to have him on my partner doing the color commentating here.
My privilege to be here too, Eddie. And the NSCAA is now the United Soccer Coaches. We changed it last year, but it's brand new. So we just had the convention last month, and it was a huge success up in Philadelphia.
And yeah, it usually is, as you say. I mean, it just got changed, but an organization that's been around for a long time and, you know, has benefited soccer in the U.S. For those of you who really haven't been around, the difference between the USSF, the federation, and but what a great organization amongst the college coaches and what he's done for the game as well. Of course, Charlie was at Davidson for 20+ years, and just what a great program. He built it into a powerhouse. The Rowdies with a chance here of finishing strong in this game. But they are running out of time a little bit, Charlie. They got to push the lines a little bit higher, and at some point you got to go with 3 in the back and get that extra forward if you can. Try to capitalize, try to equalize this game.
There's an opportunity on a throw in about 18 yards out. Getting to see a lot of the Rowdies. It's fun to come out for these exhibitions.
Yeah, this is a great chance also for the local fans to get to see the new players for the Rowdies. You know, the coaching staff have done a great job, starting with Stuart Campbell and Stuart Dobson, and the whole entire organization, of course, starts at the top with Bill Edwards and all the money they put into this club. Look at this facilities. Great ball into the box. And just like that, they tie it up. Great run into the box. And what a finish by Graff. He had an early chance, and just like that, Charlie, he puts it away for the 1-1.
Right, and what a pass that you had from Sebastian Guenanzati. This little touch by Guenanzati to Graff. You see the end of it there, and outside of the foot, just pushed it over Evan Bush, and a goal for Graff. There it is right there.
Yeah, cheeky little finish, but as you mentioned, it all starts with a great ball by Sebastian Guenanzati.
Guenanzati with a great ball. So 1-1 with 15 to go.
I had just finished saying that what the Rowdies needed just to press the line a little bit, they did so. They found a ball in the middle. Great ball by Sebastian Guenanzati. And Graff does the rest. What a great little finish. Just a little flick. As the goalkeeper Bush was coming out. Doesn't quite get there, but nonetheless, great finish. And now the Rowdies in front of the home crowd, a great crowd. They're tied this game 1-1.
Now Montreal's a little different than both DC United and Philadelphia Union, which was the first game we had. We're pretty deep into the game, and a lot of the starters are in there. You see Piatti right there, number 10, plus others. There's Coach Remy Gard from Montreal, his first year there, Frenchman. Has quite a resume, including some great years at Lyon.
Yeah, and you can tell by his facial expressions, he did not like to give up that goal. Of course, late in the second half, there's still about 14 and change. You can tell definitely a maestro of this game, a guy who's been around and, as you mentioned, very accomplished coach with Lyon in the French First Division.
League One, as they call it over there.
League One, that's right.
Or League One, I guess.
But, you know, for him to come to the MLS, and he's done a great job just trying to bring quality players and to put just a quality product on the field. They've done so. Look at this on the other side. Great ball in the box. And just like that, we talked about Ignacio Piatti, the Argentine. You leave him alone, and he's going to make you pay. You said it in the last game, Charlie. Once you scored a goal, you have to stay, you know, nice and focused because you don't want to give one up. How about this run in the back? This is a great pass into space right there. And how about that finish? Going far post.
A little curl on that ball. And the man who made that play.
Safir Taider is the one with the assist.
Yeah, but Petrasso made that play with the run that he made.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He was just barreling through people.
And just like that, Montreal doesn't want to go away quietly. So we're about to see the quality of the players, just the character on the players. You have about 13 minutes left in this half. Can you come back? And of course, this is a challenge to the Rowdy players. You got to dig deep. You got to find it within. Willpower. Great ball. Once again, looking for the Argentine, Ignacio Piatti. That's the man with the assist right there. Safir Taider, who scored the first goal on that header, on that cross from Montreal to go up 1-0 late in the first half. Now he gets a great assist, but you're right though. Charlie, Petrasso made that play by the impact. I mean, he just barreled through 3-4 defenders. Great run and made it happen.
Yeah, a few players on the Rowdies actually touched that ball, but he just kept on getting it back and continued to go down the field. And then found Tadar, and Tadar found Piatti, and Piatti doesn't miss in those kind of situations very often.
And you saw his ability to trick the goalkeeper as if he was going near post, and then he just flicked the ball to the far post as the goalkeeper was totally leaning towards his near post. Mizel, he just nice little cheeky flick to the far post, and just like that, he was able to capitalize and put the 2-1 for this Montreal Impact. And for them, this will be revenge, of course, of last year's 2-1 defeat against the Rowdies.
Nice play by Nanchoff there. Number 23, Michael Nanchoff.
Well, the Rowdies definitely need to go back to doing what they were doing, just keeping the ball when they have it. And what they don't, they got a high press. They got to go and chase the game. Don't wait for the game to come to you. Press the lines, push. Oh, it's a great switch right here. You got to play with 3 in the back. If you have to, you got to get some numbers up and totally go forward. As you see this foul, the referee says play on. The Rowdies trying to push the issue. Good little flick into the space. Got to get a cross in early. It's a good idea. Nanchoff gets ahead of that. A little bit too high, but the cross is there and the chance, and the fact that they refuse to go away, it's a good sign early in this preseason. That's the type of team you want to put on the field.
Gorski with a good cross there too.
Charlie, just about 10 minutes left in this game. What would you change, if anything?
I think you just have to keep on going. Too early in the season to do too much changing.
Well, if you were just flipping channels and just happened to find us, welcome to the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. You are in for a good treat. Montreal just scored the 2-1. When the Rowdies had just come back, made it 1-1. It was just a great game, and all of a sudden, look at this. And once again, Charlie, all of that comes because of that high press that we talked about. Don't let it come out.
Right, Alex Morel got there just a little bit late, but the pressure was on, and they're doing a good job with the pressure.
And just forcing the issue, channel them to one side, and once the cue right there, Charlie, is when they take a bad touch. That right there is when you want to go forward. Bush almost lost it.
Graff and Bush have contended with each other quite a bit already.
The Rowdies just digging deep, trying to equalize this game again. They did it once. See if they can do it again. Montreal, on the other hand, just they're okay with just keeping possession of the ball, and referee calling a late foul. Shafir just, he's okay drawing that foul, but you know, you can tell the little smile, right? He drew the foul, he got it. He's not going to complain if he gets a call on the other side. Vingard. Now you got to go again if you're the Rowdies. You got to press the lines, push, make it, earn it. You gotta press as a team though. Collectively, one goes, you'll have to go. Leave your mark and push one.
Still about half of the starters are in there for Montreal.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive that they're still going at this pace with the 82nd minute. How about this guy right here? He's a great player, still going at people after 82 minutes of play, and of course he had a great goal. There's a reason why he scored 26 goals for them last year. Ignacio Piatti from General, Valdecera, and Argentina from San Lorenzo de Almagro. Just a great acquisition for this Montreal Impact.
Most recent substitution for Montreal is Chris Duval, number 18, who just came in.
Shafir Taider just trying out from about 25 out. At this time, it's okay for him because the ball goes out of bounds and he can shave 30 to 40 seconds off the clock. Well, once again, thanks for joining us. If you're watching, I'm your host, Eddie Rodriguez, alongside Charlie Slagle with this great second game. All Lang Stadium in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, for the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. The Rowdies looking to tie up the score in the last few minutes of this game. We had a great first game between DC United and the Philadelphia Union. DC United, a late goal
by Luciano Acosta.
Acosta came in and got it done just when we thought the game was going to end up 1-1. And just like Montreal, just when you think the game's going to end up 1-1, they come in. And who else but their number 10? Ignacio Piatti converted to make it 2-1. Just to remind you, the clock is kept on the field by the referee.
Also, if you're enjoying this this week, next Saturday, 5 o'clock, also on Rowdies YouTube, you've got the Philadelphia Union versus this same Montreal Impact. And then at 7:30, the Rowdies versus New York City FC. NYCFC will be here to play the Rowdies next Saturday night. So it's doubleheader again, and you'll see Eddie Rodriguez and Charlie. Well, you won't see us. You'll hear us. Eddie Rodriguez and Charlie Slagle here doing the games.
Yeah, you'll hear us once again. Good chance for the Rowdies. Set piece right here. And Charlie, this is when you want to take care of your chances. You want to send all your players into the box. You have a great center back who's great on the ball. Of course, Ivan Magallanes, a Brazilian, you see him right there, number 21, great in the air. Just ping the ball to the far post, get underneath, get numbers up. Need a good delivery here, left foot and swinger,
yep,
far post. There it is. They're asking for a handball, the referee close enough.
Good ball by Nanchoff.
Gorski gets a hold of that one. Yeah, it's a great delivery right there. In swinger with the left foot. And just about 3.5 left.
I think you're going to see a lot of goals on set plays this year with Collins and Gorski in the lineup.
I tell you, with Schaefer there, just such a quality deliverer of the ball. And of course, you're going to have Blake as well. That's going to be an exciting year for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. A very, very offensive-minded team. I love what the coaching staff, you know, Stuart Campbell has done with recruiting players like Blake, like Schaefer, who have that mentality of going forward. And of course, you talk about the fullbacks who love to go forward. You have Neal Collins, who's great in the back in the air. Fernandez, Ristov, of course, the legend Joe Cole, Junior Flemings with all kinds of speed going forward. It's going to be a great year. Montreal looking to squeeze the last few minutes in this game, just keeping the ball, keeping possession in the back.
And Eddie, I have a correction. I had all 4 teams right. I didn't have them playing the right team. The 5 o'clock game is going to be New York City FC versus this Montreal Impact, and that will be the 5 o'clock game. The 7:30 game will be the Rowdies versus the Philadelphia Union. Once again on Rowdies YouTube.
Well, once again, another great weekend of high-quality soccer next weekend. So join us for the second weekend of the Rowdies Suncoast Invitational. Well, that's just a good win right there by the Rowdies. Counterattack. Can they get it done? Get numbers up. Get in the box. Get a quality cross. Piatti on the ball. Yeah. Such an experienced player. Ignacio Piatti, of course, draws the foul.
He actually helped the referee call the foul as he sort of stopped playing.
And see, this is when Montreal, very smart, are going to make a couple of subs. Every time you make a sub, you shave 30, 40 seconds off the clock. And of course, led by Coach Remy Gardet, the Frenchman.
Yeah, Samuel Piet, the captain, had a good game for the Rowdies.
This kid looks like he's 12
for the
Impact. I know what you meant. So as we hear 2 minutes of extra time, as you see Gabriel Balbinotti comes in for the Impact. Actually, the correction, that's Ken Krolicki, number 89. That's more of a wide receiver number, Charlie. I know you're a football guy,
so
it is, yeah. Either that or a tight end.
And he's with the Impact Academy, so as a youngster.
Well, what a great experience for him to get some quality minutes here. Krolicki comes in, and just to say that he played a few minutes in his first pro game right here. Another good chance.
Piatti with another good move.
Ignacio Piatti gets the ball once again. I like that connection between Shafir Taider and Ignacio Piatti. That's going to be very dangerous. They connect already. We see the +2. We're at the 90th minute mark for what has been a very, very exciting day of soccer, and a great game here between the Rowdies and the Montreal Impact. And Krolicki doesn't disappoint. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to make the Rowdies chase.
Michael Nanchoff's gotten a lot of minutes for the Rowdies. Came in about 15 minutes in when Schaefer had his injury.
This is, Charlie, when you want to send the ball forward, you're a +2, so you want to just take a touch and dump it in the box, get some numbers up. Right there, that ball has to be served into the box. Too many touches. See that? That's just wasting time. If you have a clear channel to drive it, you want to send it forward. Send it. And just like that, the Montreal Impact were able to get that second goal. Charlie, your thoughts at the end of this match?
Good game for the Rowdies. You know, after scoring a goal, you have to be better at stopping them from coming right back and going ahead. We saw it in both games today. And so the Rowdies, a good outing against the MLS team, and get another chance next week against Philadelphia. 7:30 right here on the same station.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks to the whole production crew for the Rowdies, producers, camera people. We will see you next week. The Tampa Bay's Rowdies won, the Montreal Impact 2. Thanks for watching.